Hey, Shalom Akim, out of the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, so called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Holy Scriptures. And welcome back to another lesson. And this lesson is a request from a sincere brother who was asking about the horns, okay, and that's a plural, okay, not singular, but plural, more than one, okay, the horns in Zechariah 118 on down to verse 21. So we are going to do a basic breakdown, Akim, because like the scripture says in the book of Psalms, matter of fact, I'm opened up with that. And giving all praises to Yahweh, Shemel Shaiwa, Rakah Kwadash, double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth according to the law and the prophets. Psalms 131 and 1. Lord, my heart, which is your spirit, your mind, is not haughty, nor mine eyes lofty. Yeah, the scriptures speak about how knowledge puff it up. Okay, when you come into this truth, man, you start learning the deep breakdowns, even the basic breakdowns. Brothers tend to get too haughty, okay, too lofty, too proud. The scriptures speak about novices lifted up with pride. It says, neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me. So as a younger Akim, okay, our job is to break down the scriptures, straight to the point. Okay, because we come under labor or the labors of older men, okay, and that's the apostles and elders. So those men, they already did the heavy breakdowns and the in-depth, okay, prophecy breakdowns of the scriptures. But our job as younger Akim, okay, is to keep it simple, straight to the point. So that's exactly what we're gonna do, Akim. We're going to break down simply what the horns and Zechariah 118 symbolize, okay, because that's symbolism. It's not literal horns, okay. Horns will not scatter you around the four winds. And this is an example, Akim, and as you see in the thumbnail, it's an Edomite by the name of Bill Gates, shaking the hand of the devil, which is Shaitan, which really, as you can see, the horns here, okay, this is symbolic to power, Akim. Okay, the horns, whenever you see brothers in the highways and hedges, and you see the poster of Jesus Christ, which is Caesar Borgia, which is an Edomite, those are not literal horns, okay? The devil, okay, it's not a man with, dressed with a red Halloween costume, okay, with a creepy ass smile and a long ass thin pitchfork, Akim. No, okay, the horns are symbolic, as I wrote right here. Okay, it's a metaphor to strength and power, and how you're able to identify Zechariah 118. And Zechariah, he was a prophet known as a minor prophet who was prophesying and received visions around 520 BC. Okay, so this was right after the Northern Kingdom, which is around the time of 720 BC under I believe it was Salmanazar, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, they were scattered. Okay, they were in captivity and they got scattered. Okay, so was Judah and Ephraim. We were scattered. Okay, from the four winds of the earth, from different captivities. But these horns, Zechariah 118, then lifted I up mine eyes and saw, and behold, four horns. Okay, so Zechariah, he saw four horns. Now let's go real quick, Akim, into the book of Psalms 75 and 10. Psalms 75 and 10. Now remember, Akim, that's plural, horns. This is Psalms 75 and 10. All the horns of the wicked shall be cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. So here you have a difference of horns. You got the horns on the right side, and you got the horns on the left side. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me get another scripture here concerning horns and the law. This is real quick. Let me get a scripture. Exodus 21 and 29. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it hath been testified to his owner, and he hath not kept them, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner shall be put to death. Or the point here is, if the ox were wont to push with his horn, so oxes, okay, which is an animal, they have horns, okay, and those horns, they're symbolic, as I wrote here in the notes. They're symbolic to strength and power. So when you go into the Blue Letter Bible, I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, 4 horns. So who are these 4 horns? So first of all, let's go into the word horns.
Strong's H 7161. Keren.
And it says, what, Akim? Figuratively, power. See, power. And when you go down here into the lexicon, on down to the Hebrew Chaldee, it says right here, metaphor. Right here, metaphor, or metaph, which is metaphor, a symbol of strength and power, an image taken from bulls and other horned animals. So an example of a horned animal is an ox. Brothers that don't know what an ox is, okay, there you go, an ox. See that? And those are the same horns pretty much that you see in the thumbnail. Okay, horns are symbolic to power. Okay, and it could also symbolize to military power. You see? So that's one example I wanted to show you, brothers. So it says right here, I'm going to get one more, Jeremiah 48:25. The horn of Moab, remember, horns are symbolic to power. So the power of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, saith the Lord. And this is happening. You know, the Lord, like it tells you, Deuteronomy 13:7, he shall destroy the nations little by little. And how he's going to cut off Moab is through the word being Yahushua. Matter of fact, let me get Deuteronomy, I think that's in 33. Okay, Deuteronomy 33 and 17. I'll start at around 16, and these are examples of the blessings that our forefathers received. Deuteronomy 33 and 16. And for the precious things of the earth and fullness thereof, for the good will of him that dwelleth in the bush, let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. His glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of a unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. See, so horns on the right side, on the right hand side, like we read in Psalm 75 and 10. All the horns of the wicked I will also cut off. And we read that about Moab. Moab's horns, his military power, will be cut off by the word, by Yahushua. But the horns of the righteous, okay, the horns of the righteous are you brothers. The Israelites are military. And right now we have a spiritual military. The scriptures speak about how the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So verse 17, his glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. So now let's get another scripture. This is Daniel 7 and 24. Daniel 7 and 24. It's a vision, okay, of the different kings that came into power. Daniel 7:24. And the 10 horns out of his kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So right here, the point, Akim, we are not going to go in depth about the 10 horns, but the point here, okay, is that the horns are symbolic to kings, okay, and those 4 kings that you read about in Zechariah, okay, because kings have power, right? The kings that you read about in Zechariah 1:18. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, 4 horns. Okay, so 4 horns is 4 kings, 4 kingdoms, 4 dominions, 4 different dominions. Verse 19, and I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these, right? What are these? Well, what kind of metaphor are these horns? And he answered me, these are the horns, all right? These are the kings, the military power, which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. Okay, these are the kings which have scattered, or these are the horns which have scattered Judah, okay, which is you brothers of the southern kingdom, mainly Judah. It's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You were scattered by who? You were scattered first and foremost by the Babylonians, the Persians, and the Medes. Okay, you were also scattered by Moab, Ammon. Okay, and Jerusalem, that's symbolic to you Latino brothers, the northern kingdom. Okay, we were scattered as well by the other heathens, because even amongst Judah, you had Ephraim as well. A couple Ephraimites here and there. Same thing with Ephraim, you had a couple Judites here and there. So we were scattered, okay, by these different 4 kings. And I'm going to explain who these 4 kings are. But what I want to do, let's get the law. Deuteronomy 4:27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you. Okay, this is collectively, we were scattered amongst the heathen. Okay, but in the last days, we're going to be left few in number. Okay, that's the elect. The elect are few in number. When you compare them here in Babylon, the Great, in Babylon the Great, it's 2/3 shall be cut off, but the 1/3 shall be left therein, man, and that's a very small number. Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter you among all people, from the one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods. So when we were scattered, okay, we lost our heritage and we started serving other gods. We started worshiping graven images. Pretty much what these different gods are, these different deities, they're really lifestyles, Akim. You know, because the word God is symbolic to power as well. Okay, and we worshipped. We have been worshiping a false power, a false king. Okay, and the king, okay, he gives out what decrees, laws, customs of how to live. Okay, and the lifestyle that we have been living, Akim, it's very wicked. It's actually death. Okay, it's the pretty much it's the lifestyle of the heathens, man. We're not supposed, the scripture says, learn not the way of the heathen, because the way of the heathen, man, leads to destruction. It says, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So let's get more scriptures. This is Daniel 8 and 20. Okay, because Daniel, though he saw many horns, one of those horns that he saw was out of a ram. Now for Akim that don't know what a ram is, give you an example. So now brothers know what an ox looks like. This is what a ram looks like. Okay, and then the ram, when you go into Daniel 8:20, Daniel saw a vision of a ram, and I believe those horns that he saw, one was bigger than the other, and those horns are symbolic to two major powers. Okay, which is Daniel 8:20. It says, "The ram which thou sawest having two horns." There you go again, plural Akim, the horns. Remember, Zechariah 1:18. It says, talks about the four horns, the four kings. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. You see, the Medes and the Persians. So, real quick, I want to get a basic understanding. Media and Persia. Type in Media and Persian kings. Okay, and this is Cyrus the Great was one of them. Okay, he ruled from 550 to 530 BC. You had Cambyses the second. Okay, you had Xerxes, but Xerxes, he was way before. There was actually after Zechariah. Okay, so it says the Bible mentions the kings of Media and Persia in Esther. The Bible also describes how the Medes and Persians played a role in the events that led to the fall of Babylonia. Cyrus established himself as king of the Medes and Persians. Okay, Cyrus later was killed in 530 BC, and his son Cambyses became the next ruler of Persia, followed soon after by a new man named Darius. So these are the different kings of the Persian, the Medes. Let me get Habakkuk 3 and 4. This is Habakkuk 3 and 4. I'll start at verse 1 and get straight to the point. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shiganoth, which Habakkuk, that's symbolic to you brothers as well who are in the same spirit. It says, verse 4, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. You see, power and horns. Okay, so this goes into verse 3. Yahweh came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Selah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. It's speaking about Yahweh Shai. So going back here to Zechariah 1:19, and he said unto the angel, he talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns. All right, these are the kings which scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. So let's get the commentary here. Okay. It says, Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem design the distresses, vexation, and captivities of the people of Israel by their enemies. Psalms 83. The Moabites, Ammonites in the time of Judges, and the captivity of the 10 tribes, which is the northern kingdom, by Shalmaneser, and of the 2 tribes of Benjamin and Judah, and of the destruction of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, so in other words, if you want to get technical, okay, those 4 different kings, okay, which goes into the power, simply you could just say it was the Babylonians, the Assyrians first, the Persian and the Medes, okay, Babylon, Persian and the Medes, and then it says right here, Moab and Ammon. It says under Cambyses onto the 2nd year of Darius, and their troubles and captivity by the Romans and to Rome pagan, who persecuted and scattered the churches of Hamashiach and the people of Yahweh and several parts of the earth. Okay, so what I want to do, give me a second. Israelite captivity. Give me a second, Akim. So it would be Babylonians, Assyria, Northern Kingdom, Babylonians, Persian and Medes. So that would be the 4 different kings. So let me get real quick. Who was the king of Assyria during captivity? He reigned Sennacherib, okay, the king of Assyria, son of Sargon II. Okay, you also had I believe it was Salmanazar Bible. Salmanazar. You had Nebuchadnezzar for Babylon, for Persian the Medes. It was Cyrus the Great who established himself as king of the Medes and the Persians. So this is a more in-depth Akim that brothers gotta study as well. Hey, even myself, I gotta study these different kings as well. But those four kings, when you go into the commentary, okay, pretty much are just four different kingdoms. But when you go more in depth, you'll be able to understand who these kings are. But the point is of the lesson is what the horns symbolize. Okay, that was the whole point of this lesson. What do horns symbolize? And they symbolize military power. Okay, they symbolize strength, and they also symbolize the kings, Akim. So, going back to Zechariah 1:19, these are the horns which have scattered Judah and Israel and Jerusalem. And the Lord showed me four carpenters, and then said I, what come these to do? And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head, but these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it. Okay, so and that's what happened, man. Judah and Ephraim. Okay, starting with Ephraim, we were scattered amongst the heathen, and then Judah, our southern kingdom brothers, we were also scattered amongst the heathen. So, one more thing, Akim. Now that you got the understanding of what horns symbolize, I just want to here's something. Commentary. This is Zechariah 1:20. Brothers that want to learn more, it says here, the four horns which scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem are four nations. You see, four nations, which is four kingdoms: the Babylonians, the Medes, Persians, Macedonians, and Romans. Okay. This is a more in-depth topic, like I said, Akim. Because these are just kings that scattered Judah, but if you realize it's actually Jerusalem too. So Assyria has to be on the scene. It's actually Assyria, Babylon, and the Persian and Medes, because the Romans, the Grecians too, under after Alexander the Great, you had Antiochus and them. Hey, that was way after Zechariah. Okay, but then again, okay, those could also be the kings. It says, but the Medes and Persians after the victory of Cyrus. What the Babylonians, what the Medes and Persians, what the Greeks, that is, the Macedonians, did to Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem, a learned man acknowledged, especially under Antiochus. Okay. So I'll more in depth. Like I said, this lesson was mainly focused on the horns. Okay, a basic breakdown of the horns, but at your own time, your own studies, okay, go into the different commentaries. Okay, but I'm more sure that those four kings, okay, which you could go into their names, are the kings of Assyria, the king of Assyria, the king of Babylon, and then the king of the Persian and the Medes. So if a brother want to do a reply video going into who the horns are, the four horns, which again is a very in-depth topic. But the point is made. Okay, the horns, what are the horns symbolic to? And those horns are symbolic to, okay, power, military power over kings. And with that, I want to say shalom.